Hello and welcome to week 7, motivation refresher. As I spoke about last week, before we get into the first two modules on the leadership dimension of the high performance manufacturing organizational model, I wanted to take a week to talk about motivation as it applies to performance. So I come up with the equation: performance equals motivation times capability. And motivation is really the important part of that equation. Performance is sort of a neutral thing. It can be good or bad, and it's the summation of the performance levels of each person in your team that will really determine the performance of the team. So we need to look at each individual member of the team, each individual member's performance equation, and then we can begin to understand how to improve that individual's performance, right? Performance equals motivation times capability, and capability is the easier side of that. That's meaning that I can train you, I can teach you how to, provided you have the correct aptitude, I can train you on how to improve your capability. But motivation is something that's internal. It's something that needs to come from within. And so in order for me to influence motivation, I need to know what motivation is. And really that's where the important reading of this week is. Take some time and read Frederick Herzberg's two-factor theory. And more importantly, read his Harvard Business Review classic, One More Time, How Do You Motivate Employees? If you do nothing else in the next 3 weeks, read One More Time, How Do You Motivate Employees by Frederick Herzberg. It is a fantastic article, and it is one that I use throughout my career to help me understand to remind myself what is motivation and how I can improve it when I'm dealing with individual members of my team. It is something you should carry in your briefcase, or I don't think people carry briefcases anymore. Something you should have in your phone as a reference. Read it, believe it. It's the real thing. So I will get to your assignments, Intel Atom versus ARM, over the next couple of days. So you'll have that feedback going into next week, which is spring break. Fantastic. And then the next assignment is this week's assignment, which is just a fun assignment. It's called a motivation refresher. It gives you the opportunity to reflect on a time in your life when you've had a leadership opportunity. You should always be looking for opportunities to lead, because leadership is something that comes daily. It doesn't come in a day. You don't just become a leader and then suddenly have the ability to lead. No, it takes a lot of practice. It's a art and a science. And you can read all about the science of leadership, but the art of leadership is something that requires you to practice day in and day out. And so this motivational refresher is a chance for you to look back on a leadership experience you had and honestly assess how you did. What did you learn? What can you take away from that and then reflect on, so that the next time you have a leadership experience, you can be better. That's the intent of this assignment, and that'll be due after you get back. Well, it'll be due this Sunday, and then I'll grade it once you get back from spring break. So have a great couple of weeks, and I'll be back in touch after the break.